Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson. We're just going to get through some of the news items on the market here as well. Uh, Sask weather and crop conditions. So here's the main thing I want to maybe point out is that there's quite an area that has problems, of course. As you can see, you've got basically the northeast that is behind. You can see, there's a huge percentage that's behind normal growing conditions, and there's some that are definitely good and excellent. So good part of the province is in okay conditions, and I'm sure it's very local that there's going to be some areas that are really poor as well. But yeah, it's not normal to have everything growing perfectly in all areas. But you can see here that the cumulative rainfall has been hitting that northeast area, and then just even weekly, you all of a sudden got another pounding of rain and flooding roads and cutting roads, overland flooding. It's been one week after another in Saskatchewan, and it flows over into Manitoba, of course, as well. Like Dauphin Hospital is completely shut down, overland flooding in Dauphin, Manitoba, and people are displaced from that hospital across the province. It's just absolutely nuts. The other thing I want to point out is just we've been quite cool as well, besides excessive moisture, and that could delay things. And I'm going to say major crops that we grow, especially in Saskatchewan, are cool season crops. So canola, wheat, they all look really good, and not doesn't appear to be delayed at all. But those longer season crops like corn and soybeans and stuff like that are going to have a challenge. They're going to need some heat to catch up probably. But here's Manitoba 7-day accumulated precipitation. Again, it's dated, but you can see the west, northwest, or all of west basically got pounded with rain, and there's lots of flooding in a lot of areas here. But soil moisture, there is just the odd pocket that doesn't have a whole lot of moisture. Basically, the northern part of the Interlake has been maybe somewhat dry, but everybody down here is probably quite happy with their it being a bit drier as well, because they were hit pretty hard before. Soybeans hit a 1 month high, big spike. Markets remain focused on forecasts showing above normal temperatures. So that's the other thing that the U.S. Soybeans have actually been helping canola, and I'll show that in a bit here as well. But the soybeans and canola and wheat are all kind of playing in tandem here. Indonesia weather, I think I've talked about this before. They're one of those areas that get affected by the super El Nino for sure. Oil falls after OPEC plus agrees to raise output targets. So these targets are going to hopefully replenish some of the supplies or the stocks. Ukraine keeps on hitting Russia production, and that is causing a lot of issues. And Russia's hitting Ukraine hard. There's a lot of conflict going on over there. Major focus has been lately on the Strait of Hormuz, but Russia's running out of fuel. A lot of they don't have enough fuel for their own at their own pumps, and the whole country is getting affected. So this is just another, just talking about the world or how Iran war supply loss, but depleted stocks bring risks still, and I've talked about that in the past as well. It needs to be replenished, so that could hold the prices maybe at the values that we're at. Oil falls on OPEC. These are all the same kind of story here. Karen Brown pointed out, the French corn, hit a 13-year low in conditions. Quick look at the weather. There was some heavy rainfall in the Saskatoon area. There's lots of rainfall in Alberta there as well that actually impacted like there was hailstorms. I was watching some of the live weather, and yeah, there's a lot of active weather still in the prairie provinces. So if you're looking at the rainfall for the next short while, it looks like South Dakota and Minnesota are going to get some substantial rainfall, and hopefully we can get a bit of a rain shadow effect here and not get any more rain for a bit, at least in the area that I'm in, and I'm sure others will still want some, but man, it's been wet. Yeah, so this is just the accumulation. It's basically showing the same as the end result, but you can see there's moisture that's going to get built there, and the market is pricing in heat, but man, it looks like they're going to get moisture along with this heat. So we'll have to see how it plays out here. This is just comparing one the European model versus the GFS, and you can see here that they don't agree. Like, holy smoke, they can't agree on this heat that's going to be hitting the U.S. That's potentially and probably making this market high. But when you get into those lighter colors there, that's when you're well over 100 degrees Celsius. So it is pretty hot. Quick look at the markets here. Canola is up $12.40, currently trading $7.52 on the November. Soybean oil is up a penny and 1.12 pennies, so 67.46. Crude oil is basically flat at 68.62. Diesel fuel is up 7 cents, and again, that's all about refining capabilities with supplies there, of course, and ending stocks. Soybeans up 32 cents, so 32.5 cents, 11.80, big jump. Spring wheat is following along with the corn and the soybeans, of course, and 5 cents up there for Minneapolis. Hard red winter is up 6 cents, and Chicago's up 8.5. Corn is up 12.25 cents, and the Canadian dollar's down. Let's just dig into it here. This nice pop here that you can see, it's not trading sideways anymore, but is it out of the range? I guess is the next question, and currently it looks like it's just trying to peek out of that range that you would say that there would be in here of that sideways move. But when you look at the European rapeseed, it's not doing that at all. Here is the a 10-minute chart, and I just basically look for the last couple of trading sessions. So here we are, your soybeans with your big leg up. Canola is basically doing nothing, and same thing with oil. So any big move that we've gotten in canola is it's following the soybeans. Just trying to show you the correlation of the soybeans versus oil, and now that we're in a weather market, we're following the bean price, it seems. But I would have to keep looking at that correlation to make sure that that's still the fact here. Soybean oil futures doesn't look as stark here as if it increased at all. But with soybeans, that's a nice increase. Big candle move up. Your soybean meal also following suit with the bean itself. Your palm oil is doing nothing. It's still in that change, right? Your crude is falling down, so you can't have all of these other complexes all going in different directions and expect one commodity to take over and shine. Your diesel fuel futures, you still got that trend upward here. Same thing as the gasoline, and that's that summer driving season. Quick look at the Canadian dollar, basically just tracking sideways. Looks like it wants to get to that extension of the 161.8 retracement value, but once it gets there and trades through there, it looks like we've got a little bit more directional to go down. Here's your US dollar index. Wheat, we've had a few days of recovery. It's still not the same leg that we're seeing in the soybeans or the corn, but we'll take it, and we need to get to higher values to make a higher high here. Same thing with the Chicago, where we have had a few positive days trying to create a bottom. Here's your milling wheat, and here's your corn futures. Nice green candle, big rise there. We'll take that.